Welcome to the AMA between humans and Cartesi. So today we have Shaheen from Cartesi joining us today. So would you like to give a brief intro about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hello, my name is Shaheen Ahmed. I'm based out of India. I work as a developer advocate at Cartesi. Part of our responsibilities is connecting with developers, conducting developer-centric events, hackathons, and helping developers to onboard to Cartesi. Yeah, that's a brief intro about me.
Cool, very cool. So I think a lot of people are going to want to know a bit more about your background, especially in Web3. And why did you decide to join Cartesi?
Okay, so a little bit about my background. So I used to work in a typical Web2 company. It was my main job was kind of like revolved around software development. So I have a good experience in softwares. But during, say, 2020 around, I saw all this hype around these NFTs and a lot of this market booming up, and I got really curious. So it was more like okay, there's something more going on. It's not like just JPEGs being sold in millions. There's a lot to it. So when I started discovering it, I joined a couple of communities. I joined this community called Build Space. I started learning this Ethereum development and also like jumping into different protocols. Also got my hands on Solana and different L2s like tried a bit of Polygon, and also so that was the time I started getting some interest in these scaling solutions. And when you think about scaling solutions, you naturally turn up from a layer one to layer two. And it was also time like I was actively looking for opportunities, different opportunities. And Cartesi had a very interesting role of this combination of a software engineer and a community manager, which was very interesting to me because I found communities to be a very integral part of the whole Web3 products and protocols. And you also need technical skills for that particular role, which got me very much excited. I applied for it, and luckily the guys accepted, and here I am. I joined Cartesi with all these the responsibilities that I just mentioned. These are very interesting to me. Like you are the community facing person who is in direct touch with developers. You are like pitching your protocol while people are developing. So these are the kind of things which are very interesting. And yeah, I love it.
All right, very cool. Thank you for the background. So, just in like 60 seconds or so, can you please describe what exactly Cartesi does?
Cool. 60 seconds. Is there a timer going on? Okay, here I start.
You can
Uh,
take 100 if you must. It's okay.
Cool. So Cartesi, we call ourselves as an app-specific rollup with a Linux runtime. You can think of Cartesi as an execution layer for your decentralized applications. This execution layer could be plugged to layer ones or layer twos, and there's very special things going on about this execution layer. You can think of it as your rollup dApp as well, and you get a very interesting feature of programmability. Since this Cartesi machine has Linux runtime on top of it, it gives you a programmability where you could think of like tools and languages and libraries that are used to. So building applications is not very restricted as you would see in EVM environment. Yeah, I hope that I covered in 16 seconds.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure you did. I wasn't counting, but I think you did. All right, very good. So, if you had to give me one, how would you describe Cartesi's superpower? What is it about Cartesi that's truly amazing?
Okay. If I had to put it in one line, you as a developer get the best of both worlds. You get the programmability of Linux, and you get the security and the decentralization of Ethereum, what we love so much in this space.
All right, cool. Do you think that that's why developers choose you over other blockchain solutions?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, programmability, if you are coming from EVM environment, Ethereum environment, or the layer twos, most of the layer twos and Ethereum itself are very EVM centric. So you get the tools, the similar tools, the language that you get is Solidity. There's only so much you can do with these tools. But when you get this expressiveness of a Linux environment, it opens doors for lots of libraries, your favorite languages, JavaScript, Python, Rust, all these languages, and the libraries as well. You could use libraries like OpenCV, all the heavy complex libraries. Building applications with these tools is really powerful. I mean, you have become from this restricted person to a more expressive person.
Okay, got it. Very cool. All right then. So I was wondering, I think that lots of people want to know, what are some of the projects that are already built using Cartesi? What are some of the coolest ones?
Okay, projects. So we time and again we conduct hackathons, and there is also a community going on Discord. So people keep building some projects. They keep doing experiments. Some of my favorites, if I had to list some of my favorites, there's a lot being done in AI and ML space. So you could think of language learning models being compiled to Cartesi. There's a project called Teach and Trust AI. What it does is you give prompts to this particular this model, and it spits out outputs, something like Chat GPT, but this time it's happening in a decentralized way. So this LLM is running inside Cartesi, and what you can do is once it spits out these outputs for you, just like you rate these outputs, you suggest and you refine this model, you could do these things as well, which is like a very powerful idea in itself. And I could imagine like things moving forward, like AI and machine learning models uh, going more decentralized, people making them more decentralized and more open to the community rather than being restricted with the centralized servers and centralized organizations. Apart from this, we have people, our community is very excited and very hyped about games. So you would see many games, many gamers in our community. There's a platform called rives.io. What it does is it's an open verifiable world arcade. Very interesting platform. You could upload your cartridges. These cartridges could be the vintage games that you might have played. You could think of let's say Doom. You could think of simple games like Snake, and lots of different games. You could just upload them. And the best part is once you play this game, so you're playing in your browser, you're playing it inside Cartesi machine. So all your moves of your games, your gameplay, let's say in Doom, all your kills, all these little steps, they are being logged. And once you play the game, you submit this whole log on chain. And it doesn't end after that. On chain, you have this Cartesi rollup, which is going to verify this gameplay. So it tells you exactly the score that you claim, is it true or not? This is a very powerful idea of games when you start having tournaments, when there are stakes involved, when there's lot many players involved. So they could prove these gameplays of other players in a decentralized and verifiable way. So Rives, love the platform. It's again, it's something on the games side. And then maybe there are some projects which are being done in using complex libraries. You could think of heavy libraries like OpenCV. OpenCV is something that is used in any kind of image processing software. So right now, what we are having this video call, this live video call, I'm pretty sure OpenCV must be used somewhere in this whole connection, in this whole environment. And using these kind of libraries is very hard when you talk about Ethereum kind of development environment. You don't have these libraries there. If you start building these libraries from scratch, it's gonna take a lot of effort. And even if you build it, running it on chain directly on Ethereum is like very gas cost intensive process. So I'm super excited about these kind of use cases which involve these heavy libraries. Uh, yeah, I think these are a couple of things that I'm very much hyped about. I love these use cases.
Very cool. All right. So, something that I wanted to ask you here, let's say that I'm a developer and I'm wanting to create my first dApp. What are my first steps?
Okay. Yeah, that's a very frequently asked question, one of the top FAQs that we get on
Hmm.
Discord. Normally we advise people to go to our docs website. It's pretty comprehensive. You can start from scratch, uh, from setting the environment to deploying the application on test nets or mainnets. That's your prime, let's say, resource. But I can understand, and we all understand that not everybody reads a lot of documentation. It gets boring at times. So we recently built a Udemy masterclass. So if you're someone who likes videos, you want to follow video tutorials, you could search just Cartesi masterclass on Udemy, and you would get a 2 hour long course. It's a very comprehensive course. You go from intro, a little bit of theoretical introduction of Cartesi, why Cartesi matters, the architecture behind Cartesi dApps, and it takes you further how you can build a basic application to a more complex application, which has different libraries, which has assets moving here and there. You could think of how you can use let's say ERC20s, ERC721s inside your Cartesi dApps. So all these sort of things, we have compiled them in a 2 hour long session on Udemy, which I would recommend people who are starting, the beginners, I would recommend them to check out. And even beyond that, if you're not a person who reads docs, you're not a person who watches videos, you just want to talk to us, you're a hacker who just needs 2, 3 guidelines or pointers to get started, talk to us on Discord. We'll help you in any point of your journey.
Wow, you're very hands-on with your community. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, that's like a part of our role every day. We kind of face challenges. We have refined.
Hmm.
We think about our strategies, where we are going right, what things that we need to improve. So we keep on adding these things or resources which improve upon developer experience.
Cool. You actually just mentioned challenges. I'm kind of curious. What kind of challenges are there for Cartesi going forward? And I think that it's especially towards getting mainstream devs and tech companies to get on board with Cartesi, right? So what are some of the biggest challenges you're facing in that regard?
Okay, talking about challenges, like one of the things that we have faced in like different hackathons and in general, is that a lot of developer community that we see on in Web3 space, it's very EVM mindset centric. So with that mindset, you are kind of, as I mentioned before, you only think about the solutions that are out there, which are popular. You think about swapping tokens. You think about NFT marketplaces. You think about all the DeFi kind of protocols, and taking things beyond that, taking mindset beyond that, taking like thinking about running AI ML models in a decentralized way. It's a bit of a challenging task because we haven't seen this happening in Web3 space till now. So first, this breaking this mindset and telling people you could actually do these things in a decentralized way. So think about applications which go beyond this gentrified system of DeFi, which you can use regular Web2 applications and libraries in your Web3 dApps. This mindset, I think it's very challenging, and not just for us. I would say any alt VM that's coming into this space, anything that goes beyond EVM, for them it gets a bit challenging because the environment, the community, and the mindset layer ones have created, Solidity has created. It's huge. and to give people that power. It takes a lot of awareness. So events like these, any kind of awareness initiative helps us to grow this mindset, to get beyond this mindset.
Got it. Wow, awesome. Thanks for that answer. So I wanted to bring this up. We know that your hackathon starts next Monday. So what's the goal for Cartesi to organize these kind of events?
Okay, hackathon. So continuing from my previous answer, awareness, I would say. Awareness is like one of the major goal for us to tap into developers across the globe. So something like an online hackathon. Everybody, it's an open online hackathon. Anybody can join. And beyond this awareness, we have a lots of initiatives. We are not stopping just at this hackathon. This is just a starting point, an entry point for developers to get into Cartesi. So after these hackathons, this is where you realize, okay, the Cartesi is something where I get a lot of tools and powers to be more expressive in my applications. Then you realize I want to build something cool with it and I want to take it forward. So we have grant programs from there. So we funnel developers from there, engage them in grant programs, and they build a longer and a stronger relationship with Cartesi. We onboard these developers to our ecosystem, and there have been developers who have been working with us for months and months. So it's more like you started with a little hackathon, a 2-day hackathon or week-long hackathon, and you end up building a career in this whole ecosystem. So it's a whole journey that we envision for developers for with these kind of initiatives like hackathons.
Wow, very cool. It's very developer centric. I really like that about you guys, is you're very hands-on with your community, you're very developer centric. It's cool. It's just it's nice to see. So that being said, at the hackathon, what kind of developers and teams are you expecting to be there?
Okay. So in general, it's an open hackathon. We invite everybody. There are no restrictions to who can join. We would really like a good mix. Like when you talk about teams, it would be nice to see a good mix of back-end skills, front-end skills, and even product-centric people who are ready to take the product live as soon as possible. So we would love to see this kind of enthusiasm, this kind of skills with people who are ready to ship to testnet, say in 2 days, in 3 days, and we would be very curious to see people who have some prior understanding of Cartesi, like since it's a bit of a different environment you are getting in, you're going beyond EVMs, so it takes a little bit of learning curve. So we are hoping people to, before the hackathon starts, we're hoping people to kind of just get speed up with things, some resources, some previous hackathon projects, just learn a bit and then jump into the hackathon. It'll help you a lot when you're starting with your projects.
Cool, cool. So I know you said that you're looking for all kinds of projects, but are there any specific industries or any sort of use cases that you're really excited to see during the hackathon? Are there any that you're really excited for?
Uh, Okay, excited for there are a couple of use cases, or like I would say verticals, that are very interesting for us. For me personally, I would say I would really love to see somebody building a full-blown metaverse, which leverages Cartesi for some of the deeper computations, some scalable computations. That's like the extreme. It would be very challenging for us, but it's like the most exciting thing you can see being built in a hackathon. Beyond that, if you're not up for that challenging task in a 1 week time frame, I'm very much excited about, as I mentioned before, this whole narrative of AI and machine learning coupled with Web3 solutions. So this particular vertical is very interesting if you can, and these are the solutions that are just starting to get uh, evolve in this whole ecosystem, in this whole sphere. So we would love to see those kind of solutions, people just using open source machine learning models and using them in their applications to kind of build more robust and more complex Web 3D apps, which were not, let's say, present before. And games are pretty exciting. I would say something more fun and engaging for the community. That's always exciting. So you could think about games. You could think about collaborative applications. There are these tools like decentralized painting canvas kind of application. That's just an example, but the idea here is collaboration. Any kind of application that requires a community effort, and if you can build around that, like think about some complex DAOs kind of applications. So anywhere where different community members are involved, various inputs are going into the Cartesi machine, and it's performing, let's say, a good amount of intensive computation, which is not possible on, let's say, Solidity environment. These kind of applications and verticals, we are very much hyped about that.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. So, for all the people who are listening right now who might want to go to the hackathon, what is some secret advice that you could give to people to maximize their success?
Ooh, secret advice. I don't want to reveal secrets, but for sure I can give some tips and tricks that can help you with the hackathon. So, and think about it in this way. So you have a very less a time frame for this hackathon, just 1 week. So when you have 1 week, what would you do? Don't start things from scratch. Use existing solutions wherever possible. So one of the tip I would give is check out previous Cartesi hackathon projects. Check the winners. What were the winning projects? Check their mindset, what they were building, where they thought the usage of Cartesi is like the best fit. You would find it we have a website called rolluplab.io. Go through that website, check out previous projects. There are a lot of hackathon projects listed there. So going through those projects will shape up your mind, will give you some ideas, will give you code bases as well. It's just a general rule. We don't allow like just copy pasting those existing code bases, but you can take inspiration from them and craft your own solutions. The tip here is to don't start things from scratch, compose over existing solutions.
Good advice, I think. It sounds smart. I'm not a
Yeah,
developer, but it sounds smart.
for a hackathon, that's what you should do.
Very cool. All right then. So let's picture just for a moment, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to picture myself as a developer at the Cartesi hackathon. So,
Mhm.
what's going to make me say, "Wow, this is going to be fun"?
Okay, something fun. There's I don't have like very specific fun thing in my mind right now. But when I think about fun application that you could build on top of Cartesi, you could think of, I personally think of any kind of generative product that you can build inside Cartesi machine. It could be a generative art, it could be a generative music, it could be generative. Uh, uh, in the previous hackathon, I would just want to give a reference. One of the hackathon, the recent one, Eat Global Istanbul, we had one project where uh, there were these guys who use this machine learning model, and they use your voice and they build synthesized voice agents inside Cartesi with it. And once you do this, you are also creating a marketplace of these synthesized AI models. So anything generative that you can create inside Cartesi machine, that is very fun and interesting application for me. Yep.
That sounds like a cool application to me too, to be honest.
Yeah, and turning this into attaching some sort of assets and tokenomics around it, building this whole um, flow of, let's say, tokens, and people are like who are putting their time and effort are also earning from it. That's like the best solution out there.
Got it. All right. So, thank you for answering those questions about the hackathon. Now we're going to go on to a Blitz Q&A section. So, these are rapid fire questions with rapid fire answers. Are you ready?
I'll try my best.
All right, let's go. Top 3 products you follow on Twitter.
Top 3 products. Okay, in general, like protocols and products. I like Optimism, their whole ecosystem. I like Celestia. I follow Celestia.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Besides Cartesi, because that's cheating, what's the most interesting Web3 product at the moment, in your opinion?
The most interesting Web3 moment. Okay, I had mm, some of the projects in mind like a couple of days before, and then this new upgrade of Ethereum happened. But okay, we won't count it in this particular answer. So I find Espresso to be very interesting. It's a decentralized sequencer, so they are solving very interesting challenge out there in Web3, decentralizing sequencers right now, which are very much centralized. So, and we also look forward to kind of integrating Cartesi with their solution. We are working on that. So, yep, Espresso.
Very cool. All right. And key lessons learned in building a product in the Web3 space. Give me 1 or 2 key lessons.
1 or 2 key lessons. I think community matters. You have to build a strong community for your product because, believe it or not, it's a kind of like a tribalism environment. People do have sentiments for the products. So building a community matters a lot, a developer community, a solid developer community. And after that, I would say developer experience matters a lot. Uh, Getting the developer journey starting from right from the uh, creating your application to deploying your application live on mainnet. If you have reduced this time as much as possible, that matters a lot. So I would say your community and your developer experience would take you a lot ahead.
Sorry, Zoom's giving me a problem with my mic. Anyway, so thank you very much for answering those questions. And thank you for talking about your hackathon. So before we go, I want to give an opportunity to have some closing remarks. Maybe you could talk a little bit more about the hackathon, maybe where people can sign up, and maybe shout out your socials or something like this so people can get in touch with you if they need to.
Okay, so hackathon is starting on Monday. So if you haven't registered yet, Monday, that is 18th March, is the last date for registration. So go to the Taikai platform and please register right now so you can get up to speed with developers. Join our Discord. Discord is like a open space. We are having team formations, excuse me, and hacker hours daily, and we are having some workshops. You can talk to us directly if you're having any issues. Just get in touch with us and we'll be very much happy to help you. Apart from that, you can just join Cartesi, like Cartesi project on Twitter for any regular updates. I would say the whole community environment, once you join Discord, you'll be like in close with every kind of resource and every kind of help that you could ask for. So there you go.
Awesome. Sounds good. And for everyone listening, join the Discord. Register for the hackathon. You don't have much time left. Act now. So, thank you so much for meeting with me today, Shaheen, and everyone listening as well as you. Please have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it was a pleasure to talk having this event. Thanks, Ian.